I work in the Microsoft Discovery and Quantum team. Today, to recycle a PET plastic like this bottle, you have to shred it and melt it. The result is degraded. You cannot use it to make this bottle again. It's downcycling. Cambridge Consultants, part of Capgemini, is using Microsoft Discovery to advance that research. Let me show it to you. This is the Microsoft Discovery app. It is based on VS Code because agentic discovery has many parallels with agentic software engineering. Today, I want to do these three things as a scientist. First, I want to write a scientific paper about this topic. I'll explore an existing line of research. Instead of melting the plastic, I can use proteins to decompose it, so you can recycle it again and again. Second, I want to perform the actual discovery to find new proteins. And third, I want to create a lab protocol to test the results in a real lab. If you are a developer, these three steps should be very familiar to you. They look a lot like planning, coding and testing, and deploying to production, but for science. Let's launch it. This will kick off the discovery engine. You can think of it as a team of specialized agents always running in the background, following the scientific method. You can see those agents here, and you can add more. Microsoft Discovery includes a community of agents, models, and tools across many domains. You can use open source, third parties, or create your own. Okay, so this is still running, and it will be running for a while, even hours or days, because the discovery engine, like science, is not sequential. It is exploring hypotheses and performing long-running simulations dynamically. So let me open one that is already completed. You can see the files that it created here. This one is the research paper that I was asking for. To create it, Discovery is using a knowledge graph internally, bringing together public scientific literature and internal knowledge. This is a critical asset because it provides complete visibility of the reasoning, so scientists can be in full control. We can go now to step 2, the discovery itself. Let me open the output for that one. So, how do you come up with new proteins to decompose plastic? This is the approach that Discovery took. First, you need an AI model to predict how good a protein is for that. Then, you need a way to generate new proteins. And finally, you need to identify the most promising ones. So let's start with the model. Microsoft Discovery trained multiple models and picked the best. And there's no out-of-the-box agent for that. But that's OK. If Microsoft Discovery does not find an agent for a task, it will create one on the fly, which is pretty cool. So here's all the files that it created. This one here is the YAML for the agent. And this one, for example, is the Python code to train the models. Now we need to generate candidates for new proteins. And that task requires a lot of compute. Discovery is integrated with HPC, so agents can use it for complex simulations. You can see the process here. It started with a seed protein, and then it created variations by replacing small segments. You can see those segments there. Then it applied the model from before to see the variation helps or not, learning in that process. This is done millions of times in multiple jobs in parallel, exploring a huge tree of proteins. The result is 80 proteins that are ready to be sent to the lab for testing, which we said it was like deploying software, right? The problem, though, is that creating a protein is a little bit more complicated. The most common way is inserting DNA into bacteria, so the bacteria create the protein for me. So Discovery created another file, this one here. This file contains all the DNA sequences to create each protein. I can send this now to a lab, create the proteins, and test them. Or I can go one step further. If I have an automated lab, I can integrate it directly with the agents. Let's do it. So let me go back to the session, and let's just submit job to lab. Go. This will use a custom agent that is sending the instructions for the lab equipment. And this is very real. Cambridge Consultants does have an automated lab, and I have it right here. So this is the application control in the lab. It has a copilot interface, so the scientists can interact with the lab to design experiments. It feels like being Iron Man, but for chemistry. In this case, Discovery is submitting the job. You can see it already here. But remember, you need to grow the bacteria, so this will take some time. So let me open a previous run. And there you go. These are all the steps that the agents are doing. Most of them completely automated with human supervision. How cool is that? This is bringing together the physical world and the digital agents in a unified discovery loop. And this was just one example of what Microsoft Discovery can do. Customers across industries are using it today to embrace a new era of scientific discovery.